You're watching Eagle News America. I am Mayan Manzano Garzon in Sicklerville. Facial coverings are now mandatory in Washington state, but are there exemptions? In Seattle, Bureau Chief Brenda Feheran has the answer.
Thank you, Mayan. I'm sorry, we can't offer you any service if you refuse to wear your mask. This is a script that business owners in Yakima County have had in their back pocket this week. Due to the recent surge of positive COVID-19 cases, wearing face coverings has been a requirement effective this week. However, due to reports of increased number of COVID-19 cases in other counties throughout Washington, Governor Inslee and Secretary of Health John Wiseman announced yesterday that facial coverings will be mandatory statewide. So what does this mean? Everyone is required to wear a face covering when indoors in a public space. So for example, grocery stores, retail businesses, dental and medical offices, and yes, even restaurants. It is also required to wear a mask outdoors should 6 feet physical distancing is not possible. Now, like with previous orders, there are specific exemptions for those who are adversely impacted by wearing some form of mask. These exemptions include those who have certain medical conditions, children under the age of 2, children aged 2, 3, 4 are encouraged but not required while eating or drinking. So yes, you gotta wear your mask to the restaurant, but yes, please do remove it so you can eat and drink. While you communicate with those who are deaf or hard of hearing, and while outdoors in public areas, provided that 6 feet distancing is maintained from those who are not members of your household. Now, what kinds of face covering should we wear? Non-medical face coverings when in public, such as scarves, cloth face masks, bandanas. You gotta save medical masks for healthcare workers and others in high-risk settings. So those kind of masks that we should save are surgical masks, and they are also labeled as isolation, dental, or medical procedural masks. N95 respirators. Now, this requirement will take effect Friday, June 26th. Now, why should we comply? Our chance of contracting this harmful virus decreases. The safety and quality of life for our family, grandparents, and even our peers is protected. To continue reacting and recreating memories responsibly, to give reason for more businesses to reopen and stay open. In other words, as Governor Inslee tweeted, this is about saving lives. It's about reopening our businesses, and it's about showing respect, care for one another. Hashtag Mask Up Washington. Seattle, Washington, Friends of Feheran, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Mayan.
Thank you, Frendel. What are some of the consequences for not complying with this new mandate there in Washington?
Thank you for the question. So some of the consequences for not wearing a face covering is one, it is a misdemeanor. But if you're caught, there's no fine yet whatsoever. Our state government is really trusting that individuals will voluntarily comply. Another consequence is that our safety and our health is at risk every day that you're not complying and wearing this mask. And this will also would afford counties to regress in the Safe Start plan. So for example, the counties that are, let's say, in phase 3, who are just one phase away from the finish line, if they do not comply, of course, the COVID-19 cases will increase. They can go from phase 3 back to phase 2. So those are some of the consequences for not complying with this new mandate. Back to you, Leanne.
Thank you, Frendel. Here in New Jersey, when the governor imposed that mandate, the store actually has the right to ask a person not wearing a face covering to leave the store. Now, there in Washington, what is advised when you see others not complying, especially in a store or inside a place or a room?
So as a fellow citizen, when you're out there and let's say you're shopping, you're doing your grocery shopping and you see individuals without a mask in black and white, it's advised to do nothing. We can't do anything because we do not know the reason why they aren't wearing a mask. It may be because of medical complexes. So for us, we ourselves is to comply. We know our health, wear a mask, and keep your distance.